Okay, cool. Okay, well, welcome, guys. We thought we'd do a little bit of giving back and so save doing one-on-ones with everyone. We thought we'd just share a couple of things, and we've had a few people come back with challenges that they're facing. So we're going to try and cover some of those, like struggling with technology, Tanya, Alan, and others. Naomi's not on, but she was struggling with finding a way to create content. And I think the topic of today that Brian's going to talk on is where she needs to start. Getting information, just general, with Steve, and Steve's not on yet either. And Melissa, she's not on. She hasn't defined a strategy, so she really needs to listen to our guest speaker. Brian is going to be talking about your avatar and marketing. Ian's struggling to get on, and Graham's not here yet. But anyway, so welcome everyone. So who we are, Nick? You want to jump to that one? I'm just guessing you're there. I started in website design, internet marketing back in 2000, and Nicky joined in about 2008. So I've tried everything, and I've made a lot of mistakes. And so the idea of today is to help you guys from not wasting time and wasting money and reduce those headaches. So I hope everyone's got pen and paper to take some notes. Because there's one thing about when you write things down, it sticks in your brain a little bit better, because your brain has to first hear it, but then you have to translate that in writing, and then as you're writing it, you're thinking about it again. So that's a little tip that most people overlook, and they just want to type it out or just listen. And anyway, so that's the tip there. So the things we'll cover, the welcome, which we're doing now. I'll do a couple of tips and tools to be a bit more effective. Then our guest presenter is Brian Goodeve, a good mate of mine, and he's a head business coach for Martin International. And Perry Martin is well, Brian can cover that when he gets there, can't you, Brian?
Sure.
Okay, thanks, mate. Then we'll have some Q&A after that. So any questions you've got of Brian, and then if we don't run out of time, we'll jump into some tips and tools. So I'm going to race through these a bit quicker. And we've also got some free landing pages that we've scored. So we've got a link for those. So I'll give you that link at the end. And I'll tell you the benefits of landing pages and the disadvantages of just having landing pages on their own. If you want to check into Facebook, if you want to just grab by your phone, and Nicky's put a QR code there, so it's easy. Just open your camera and hold your camera up to the QR code, and the link will be there for you to just check straight in. So you don't even have to worry about the URL. So that's a little tip. Whenever you see a QR code, you don't need to have a QR code reader anymore. You can just get your phone up and it'll scan it, and it'll automatically have the link.
What happens? Question? My first technologically challenged question is the scan code is partially covered by all the attendees. So how do I move that over so I can read it? You know what I mean? So I guess I can just minimise. I'll just minimise the attendees. There we go.
Yeah,
I've done it.
Hey, you've had a win.
Yeah, we've had a little win.
Yeah, but I won't call you Chris. You better look at the Chris. Okay, so that's something for you guys. Sorry I'm racing through, but we had a late start. And okay, so a little bit of controls and etiquette, guys. Just to make life easier, if you can minimise the chat in the chat room, not chat as in talking, but in the chat room, because we just got to read that and look at everything else at the same time. And if you can raise your hand if you have questions. So you can raise your hand like that if you're really struggling, or if you go to the next slide, Nick, and you can see on a desktop, you can go to the control so you can raise your hand. So if you go to participants, oh, I just lost myself. You go to participants, you'll have a little raised hand. And if you go to the top dots on the right-hand side, if you're on an iPad, you'll be able to do it. And on a phone, the little menu bottom right-hand corner will bring up whether you raise your hand or whether you want to do anything else. You right, Nick? Can't see you. So just which group are you in? I've been talking to a lot of clients and other friends in business and stuff, and there's three main groups that I've noticed. The first group is the ones that are inward focused. They're always swallowing the media hype and all that, and they've got a very negative mindset. And they just don't realise the more that they feed the negativity, the more negative that they become, you know, which is not helpful for them at all. And the second group, I see this a lot, and they're the pretenders and the procrastinators. And they are try and look busy, but they're not, you know, they're just being distracted all the time. You know, they'll send through another funny video and all that while you're waiting for content for their website or for whatever it is. And it's just, it's sad that they're not taking more, investing this time more in themselves and their business, you know, because they're stuck there. They're not wasting time running around, having coffees and doing all that stuff. They, you know, they can be a lot more efficient and effective. I mean, it's good having the happy videos coming around and putting a smile on your face, but if you spend all day doing that, you're not achieving anything. The third group, which is I hope where you guys are or hope to be, investing time to become a better person and a better business person, and giving positive energy to yourself, and always thinking about being more organised, defining your business strategy, and how you can pivot your business just a little bit better. I know there's a couple of people on this call at the moment that are pivoting their business, and they've got looking at another income stream that they cross-pollinate with their existing business. And that just came about by just thinking about, well, I can use my same network, I can expand my network if I can just do this. And so which group were you in? Are you guys in? 1, 2, or 3? Sue?
Yeah, I think I'm halfway between 2 and 3.
That's good. So you think that this might just help you just jump a bit more into 3?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know whether you know, sort of you were there, but I'm actually going to get on sort of social media and read stories and see if I can get all the kids who are locked down at school to do stories with Sue, so that I can actually get my name and my face brand out there. So right. It's not money making, but what I need to know is for people to know that I'm there on the Gold Coast and I exist. So
brand awareness. Okay. Okay. Thanks, Sue. Okay, so let's just jump into a couple of tips to be a little bit more effective and efficient, especially in these times. A lot of people, you know, when you say, hi Leah, how are you? And oh, I'm busy. Or Jeff, hey Jeff, how are you? I'm busy. Well, I want you to stop thinking about being busy and being effective and efficient. So, you know, and that comes about by defining your strategy. Write it out and continually view it in all areas of your strategy, you know. And if you don't have one, well, it's a time to sit down and work it out. And I know that a lot of us tend to want to jump from one to the other, you know, but we just really need to focus on a strategy and be able to, from that strategy, be able to pivot to be more flexible. Another tip is don't get distracted by emails and social media. I see so many people fall into this. Another email pops in their inbox, but they got to open it and read it. Just leave the emails until you're going to go for a break or something. So your train of thought's been broken already because you're going to go to the loo or make a cup of coffee or do whatever. Then just check those emails and see whether it's an important one. If it's not, leave them. Another thing is that Messenger is a very handy tool to use, and everyone that's got a Facebook account can use Messenger. And on your phone, you've got an app. But when you're doing, when you're in business, and most of us are sitting at a desktop working business, so to use Messenger, don't go to Facebook. Stay out of Facebook. Don't get distracted with all that stuff during the day when you're supposed to be doing stuff productive. Go to m.me/ and your Facebook ID. Nick, can you show your screen? I can't see it, so I'm guessing at the moment. Nick, can you talk to us, please, darling? Nick? I've got you've lost your video, your voice again. I can't hear you. Can everyone else hear Nicky?
No, I can't hear Nicky.
Can you hear me again?
Nick, talk again.
Can you hear me?
Yeah. Okay,
Yes.
we'll talk up and talk into your microphone. So
I just pulled it out, pulled back in. I don't know why it keeps cutting out.
Okay, I'll buy you a new one.
My mum a new one.
While we're talking about technology and new things, I apologise for my webcam. It's not the webcam, it's the lens. I've got a new one ordered. I've had it ordered for, I don't know,
a month,
5 weeks. So, okay. So Nick, did you show that screen about Messenger?
Yep.
And everyone see that? I'll get some feedback. Jane, have you got your headset in, or have you?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Okay, so that way you can still use Messenger. You can share files. You can do quick messaging. You can call internationally. You can do all that without being distracted by Facebook. Okay, so and I normally spend the day with my phone on silent. So if I'm not there, I don't get it. And if I see it and if it's important, well, then I'll ring them back. I always close out of YouTube and LinkedIn and Facebook during the day. And in the mornings, what I do is I review my day. Before I check emails, before I do any of that stuff, I always, after I spent time on my head and me, and I look at what needs to be done first, so I can prioritise it. And at the end of the day, I go back and review what I've done and what I haven't done, so I can carry that forward. And that's just a good way that, at least if it's gone from here into my diary, I'm not thinking about it all night. I can use this for something a bit more constructive while I'm asleep, you know. And, you know, instead of, I'm having trouble sleeping, I'm so worried, write it down, get rid of it, worry about it tomorrow. I've got a few other ways, but I'll share those at the end if I've got time. Okay. So what slide are you up to, Nick? Talk to me.
11.
Okay,
I put
thank you.
the private chat in case as well.
Sorry?
I put it in chat, the privately to you in case my sound cuts out again.
Okay, I'll turn that on because I'm not watching that as well. Okay, so you're on 11. Okay, thank you. Okay, so think about what you're thinking about. Entrepreneurs, as entrepreneurs, we get paid for solving problems. Okay, and the only way we can solve problems is by thinking about them. So the more and bigger problems that we can solve, the more remuneration we make. Okay, so continually ask yourself, would the future successful Dave Kane be doing this, or would the future successful version of myself be doing this? You know, and if it's just watching another funny video or not picking up the phone when you need to be picking up the phone or whatever, that's why I keep on asking myself that, and it keeps me in track. It keeps me online a lot better. So what best serves me? So that's what you need to be saying to yourself. What best serves me? I find it extremely helpful. Anyone else? Yes? Thumbs up?
Yep.
Yes?
Yep.
Okay, good. Mindset. We jump to that slide, Nick?
Yep.
Thank you. Always look on the bright side. And I was trying to get that song, Always Look on the Bright Side of Life, trying to get that up for you so we had something as an intro while we're doing all the other messy stuff. But sorry about that. I got a little bit distracted with trying to get everything else to work. Always have gratitude. Now, you know, when you have time and there's a technology challenge or something happens and you go, and I thought, oh, just pulling my hair out. Just stop and just look at the bright side and have some gratitude and go, well, at least it improved my patience, or, you know, just look at it. At least I've learned what not to do, you know. But if we come from a place of gratitude, we're in a better mindset, you know, that's all. And I've got on my board over there in the corner that I look at all day, it's got the question is how, okay? And that's what, it's nice big writing. I can see it from here with looking over the top of my glasses. The question is how. So how can I make this work is the question that, you know, that always leads to a solution. Because most of the time we say, I can't, I don't know how, and that's self-defeating, and it's a statement. It's not a question. It doesn't make you think. It just puts a block up. And I know you've probably heard that before. However, it's critical, especially at a time like this when so much is happening and we have to make things work better. So I just like you to remember, always look at the challenge and ask yourself, how can I make this work? Who do I need to call? Who do I need to FaceTime with? Who do I need to message? Who do I need to do what with? You know, what's the quickest and most efficient way of getting this done? So that was a couple of tips. We've got some tools at the end that we'll share with you, but I need to get Brian on. Now, there's another tip. Now, this one is if you drop out of this meeting, if the meeting drops out, the link that you came in on, which was FindNet Solutions /Quickie, which is a shortened version of the normal Zoom link. If you click on that again, you should be able to come straight back in again. Okay, so if you've got that, so I'd like to hand over to Brian. Brian Goodeve, who's one of the head coaches for Perry, is going to be talking on Avatar. So, Nick, you want to pull up that screen?
I have.
It's up? Good girl. I'm just trying to find where I'm up to here. Okay, so and Brian's going to be talking about the Avatar, and I believe that your customer avatar is overlooked. It's the most important thing around your business. Okay, because if you don't fully understand how your customer ticks, you're going to struggle all the time. And a lot of business owners, they think they know their avatar. And when I look at their website, I can just see from the copy that they've written that they haven't. So I'd like to introduce Brian, because Brian coaches a lot of pretty well-known companies and bigger companies around the place. And Brian, do you want to just take that away, and Nicky will share the screens and you just ask her for the next one?
Sure. Thank you, Dave and Nicky. I really appreciate the opportunity to talk to your clients. These are challenging times, and what Dave is telling you is overwhelm is the worst thing that can happen to you. So take the emotion out of your decisions and stick to the facts, and small bites at a time, so that at the end of the day, you'll feel that you've achieved something. Now, Dave is right with the avatar work. This is the key to finding your right client. And we at Martin International, you've got no idea how we will smash you on this. We've got an amazing amount of tools in our library to work through this. And this is for clients all over the world. So it doesn't matter where you are. So why spend time and energy developing the profile of your perfect client? Well, it'll save you money. Your advertising dollars should be well spent, and these are difficult times. So at the moment, Facebook advertising is the cheapest that you'll ever find it. Clearly, do you want 500 responders to weed through, or would you like 50 or even less qualified leads that you can sell to, talk to, engage with? And it's effort versus reward. If you put this work in doing your avatar work, which does take a bit of time, it takes some creativity, you will get the reward later on. I can guarantee it. Then you have to decide how you're going to promote yourself. Are you a professional, an expert in your field? We really push that hard. You don't want to be in the sea of ducks that are sitting out there. You want to promote yourself as a specialist in your field. You have expertise, you have training, you have the product, etc., etc. People are looking for a defined result when they're searching for something. Generalists tend to just get lost in the traffic, and Dave will tell you that's pretty true. Generalists usually have a lower expectation of their return. Specialists, you can think of all the specialists that you deal with. They charge appropriately. If we could whack to the next one. Who is your perfect fit? That's all you're doing. This is not, you don't need a degree in anything. You're just finding who is your perfect fit. You've probably done that in life. You've probably done that in sports you've played. So you do this in business as well. Next slide, please, Nick. So we're going to have a bit of fun. So we want to build this perfect person, this avatar, who just is going to be attracted to us. You're dealing with a person. The client is going to be a person. You're not usually going to be selling to a robot or a thing. As Dave said, business is very simple. We solve problems for people with supply and services. Usually there are various people involved, so this is where the fun begins. Next one, please. We find to make it fun to name your client. Call them someone, because you're going to be calling them. Hey Jim, how you going? I got the email for the inquiry. Name them, then build their profile, describe them accurately. Who are they? Dig deep in this. Don't go into salesman mode when you're doing this. Sit in the other side of the seat, the other side of the desk, and find out who wants you, who's looking for you. Get personal. What pushes their buttons? If you're offering a service, are they looking for counseling? Are they looking for medical help? So you're getting very personal with this avatar. So what pushes their buttons? You know, what are the things that they're frightened of that you as your supplier or their mentor can guarantee them? So what are their values? These are really important questions, and who they are accountable to, because if you're looking at supplying, say, a chain or a corporation or something, that person is going to be answerable to someone higher up. So then you have to ask yourself, will you be able to satisfy their demands on every level? Well, of course you will, because that's how deep you're going to go into satisfying your client. So if we go to the next one, where is your client? Geographical is an obvious one. So it requires postcode specific marketing for best results. Dave is far better qualified to talk about that than I am. Where we are in our organisation is that we do the things that we're really, really good at. The other things we don't do. Perry has marketing people. He has people who are specialists in Kajabi, funnels, all sorts of things. So we don't, as a rule, generalize. But I know for a fact that, for instance, our Facebook marketing lady, she can target so amazingly. It's incredible. Is your client the end user? So you have to look at why they're buying the product. Is it going to go into a basket of product that they need? Is it something specific? And as I said before, does your client buy on behalf of others? For an example, a corporate client. Now, approaching a corporate client will generally mean a staged approach and being mindful that you're dealing with a corporate, and it has its challenges as well. Next one, corporate, buy on behalf of the client. If we get time, I'll bring up some example of corporate work that we've done, and Dave knows his client as well. You need to take the buyer's position into account, their prestige, their reliance on keeping that job by bringing quality people and product into their business. They would generally be answerable to someone higher above, a board, very definite results on all aspects. So you've got to really nail all the pinpoints and make sure that all their fears are negated. The future of their job and yours will depend on you. So if we go to how many avatars, ideally we prescribe one, but we do go to two, and Dave will know very well that the messaging has to change for two. The result might be the same, but it's how you are engaging with a customer. One example we have is, and Dave works with these people, is one of our UK clients. They're into events and that sort of thing. So the big screens and everything that goes with putting on a big concert sort of thing. We talk about the corporate guy and how you approach him. And we named him and we went through everything that he would require. We described him, how he is, what he drives, where he lives, his prestige in the company, everything. Now, then we went to another avatar for the much smaller guy. He does parties, music festivals. He drove a completely different car. He's a bit more casual. He still wants the same outcome, but maybe he's looking for a cheaper price. So you get the balance that you need where your messaging is going, even though the result is still worthy of those clients and of your business. So there's a bit of a difference there in how you change your messaging, but it's still got to be strong and believable. Confused marketing with a shotgun approach is not viable and really produces quality results. And Dave will attest to that. If you just go scattergun from this, what could you expect? You might pick up a few, but this is where avatar marketing hones directly to your client. I'm saying if you're a discounter, then a discounter relies on volume and low margins. The model needs a net thrown deep and wide. I'm not against this form of business because there's plenty of examples where they do well. Kmart is one. But you've got to be mindful of the cost of finding a client who will return time after time. When your client comes back the second time, you know you've done your job. Who knows what it costs to get them? It's very hard to calculate how much it costs to bring a client. But when they come back the second time and the third time, your money has been well spent, and you're picking up the sales and the referrals as bonuses. So if you're looking for a consistent high return, I'm telling you, be avatar and targeted. You muted me, Dave. Thank you. That's all right. How many avatars? It's okay. So we go to the last one, and this is being pretty brief for this session. Once your avatar has been built, then you can be very specific with targeted marketing. Very specific. Have we got time, Dave? Do you want me to just run through a little example?
Yep, we've got time.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay, I'll just bear with me a sec, guys, and I'll just bring it up. Google Docs. Okay. This is one that we did recently, and this is for it's specifically for the events company that we work with in the UK. We named the guy. That's the fun of it, you know, because what you're doing is you're bringing aspects of all the clients that you've got, and some of them you don't want, and you're building that perfect client. So we named him. Who is he? He's 30 plus. He drives a German car. He likes to look sharp. He wears branded clothing, etc. He's been in his role for over 8 years. So he's worked his way into this corporate business that we're targeting. He is an expert in his field. He knows exactly what he wants. He has the highest quality brands, and he shows that in the way he presents himself. He is the primary income earner in his home. He's very organized. He's detail orientated, and he's driven by success. What does he want? He wants to be seen to be the best. He wants to know that his team is efficient, professional, slick, and timely, which we all should be. He wants to be the best production agency in the game. He wants to deliver award-winning productions. He wants innovation and receptive to new production ideas and designs. So he wants the new technology. If he can get a one-upmanship on his rival, he'll take it. His fears. His fear is being seen as a failure. His needs. Budget aware, but not interested in cutting corners. He's not buying on price. He wants value for money, and he's price sensitive, and he's not shy about that. He needs to be recognized by his peers and clients as one of the best. Where does he live? He lives in a modern house in the city. Time is split between work and other business ventures. He's active on Facebook and Instagram, attends business events and entrepreneur conferences. He has little to no time left for himself. He is the provider for his family and he likes the status that goes with it. Then we go to the other target person. He's a club promoter. He's 21 to 30. He drives a mid-range car. He's impressionable. He's influenced by peers and social media. He's ambitious. He wants to build a name for himself in the city and where he lives. He wears flash, gimmicky, trendy clothing. He partakes in recreational drug use. His knowledge is limited. He's still learning and feeling his way in the market, but he will get away with bluff and bravado. He's got limited funds. He's unorganized, last-minute requests always annoy us. He's poor at communicating. He has a big circle of friends and contacts that also put on events. He wants to be seen to be the best, putting on great events that are talked about amongst his peers. He wants to look the best. Advice on how to further himself in his events, he will take willingly. Generally wants 2 months credit. He's no risk to finances, but he's just a slow payer. Requires constant communication, advice and reassurance, and his ego to be massaged. He wants to keep his costs to a minimum, but wants extraordinary results. Slick delivery with no technical issues. He still lives with his parents or shares a house with mates. Only source of income potentially is DJing and events on the side. Jokingly, we said drug dealing. Extremely active on social media. A lot of spare time for leisure activities. Can you see the detail between those two people? We know them. We know them well.
Mm-hmm.
We just have to target them, how we target them. But at the end of the day, they're still going to want the same results. One is going to pay fairly for what this company can deliver. The other one is going to be a pain in the ass. But that's where you have to decide where you're going to be in business. Defining your avatar, I'm telling you, is a no-brainer. Know where your client is, where they're coming from, how often you're going to see them. Are there seasonal variations to that? Can you endear yourself more to them once the establishment once the relationship is established, so that you can do more business? You put the work in to get them. So in these times, I implore you to work hard on your avatar. Know where your business is coming from. Do a SWOT analysis with that. Some of your business will fall away because they will be so adversely affected that you will need to do this work for the best result possible. And now's the time to do it. Really define who you are, where you're going, where your income is going to come from, how much, and where you can pivot from it. These we would agree are horrible times, and they're going to test us all. If Sue's still there, what Dave was saying about you doing your Facebook thing, build your community. You may not get any money from it directly straight away, but build your community, and you never know who may talk about you and the opportunities that will come. And Dave will attest to that. Even in myself, with the businesses that I own, opportunities come, and one did for me last week, which we're working on. So be specific in what you're doing here. Have some fun with it. Take the emotion out of it, and really visualize who that person is. And then once you have that person absolutely nailed and their pain points, then you can go to work on the marketing and being very specific about those pain points. We offer this. We guarantee this. We have history that has shown this is the best way to do it. All these pain points without filling up a screen with screeds of words, that's how you're going to get your inquiry. I hope that's been a help to people.
Yeah, so pen and paper, and just go through the checklist and go deep, and just spend heaps of time.
Yep, heaps of time.
Yep. Do you have a simple checklist for an avatar?
What we do, Dave, is that we go across so many industries, industry, investment, construction, health and allied products. Our client base is so diverse. So what we actually use is we've got a lot of templates already made up, and we just adjust to suit with the client. That's how we do it. But yes, we have back end material there that we work through. I'm going to say that I'm okay at it. I've got a pretty good handle on it, and I do guide my clients through this. But Perry, I'm telling you, he is a genius at it.
Yeah. So,
when we were running the business model, we talked about this, Dave, before this event happened, we were getting 100% conversion on our strategy calls. 100%.
Yes. So if anyone wants a hand with their avatar, just reach out to Nicky or I, and we'll get you in contact. So Brian can have a brief chat and just see where you're up to, and we can go from there. But there's no sales pitch. It's just
no sales pitch.
No,
None.
It's just we're here to give back. So just give us a yell. I'm going to run through now. If I can take over, Brian, if I can run through now. Sure. Just a couple of things about being efficient and effective. Okay, so define your strategy, but before you do that, you need to understand your avatar. And probably that's on one of the next screens. But anyway, let's just stay on this one, Nick. So write it out and continually be accountable to yourself. Do income producing activities first. Okay, not just reorganizing a list to phone someone. Pick up the phone and ring them, or so income producing activities first, and then the other stuff. Don't focus on perfection, please focus on productivity. You can spend like Tanya and Chris, you could spend all day on a sign, you know what I mean, and then they come back and they say, oh, it's not what I was after. And you've wasted a whole frigging day, both of you. You know what I mean? So understanding your client's really good, and that helps with that. But don't focus on perfection. Get it up or get it done, and look at the productive side of it, and then you can work on that, because every customer's angle is going to be different. So they're going to have a different preference about something or whatever, and think, how can I? How? Okay, that's the most important question you can ask yourself. Now, I had a couple of questions from people that were going to attend. There's only 9 of us on at the moment, but we had a couple of dozen that have said that they wanted to come. So one of them was on marketing. So marketing is probably the last thing that you need to focus on. First, you need to understand your customer. Okay, so you need to know the strategy around your offer, understand what your offer is, and have the offer strategy, so you know how you're going to get that product or service delivered to that avatar. And then you need to look at how you're going to monetize that, the cost per acquisition of clients and all that sort of stuff. You need to understand what your budget is and all that sort of stuff. And then look at the marketing strategy. So the marketing strategy is last, really, because you can do it in so many ways. But the marketing strategy needs to be done properly as well. But the thing is, it's not the first thing. And where most businesses go wrong is they start on the marketing strategy and they knock up the website first, and then they have got it all asked about face, if you know what I mean. So it's handy to be able to, because what they think that they want is not what their customer wants. Isn't that right, Brian? So many times.
100%, Dave. 100%.
Yeah, you see it all. Anyway, so that's a tip for marketing. Go and sort out your customer avatar first and make sure you really understand it and understand how you're going to get that product to market and how you're going to monetize that on the way through. And then then you can look at how you're going to get it to market, whether it be Facebook marketing or whatever it's doing. Okay, so here's a tip. So any knowledge that you gain, it's proven that if you don't use it and practice it within 2 weeks, you've lost it. Okay, so that's why I'd suggested that you write things down so that you can review them and go over them, and when you write them down, it sinks in a little bit better. And habits take about 4 weeks, take about a month. If you can do something a certain way for that long, it just becomes habit. You don't have to think about it anymore. It's just, if you're going to jump on a Zoom call, that's what you do. Click, boom, done. If you're going to do this, it's boom, boom, boom. You tie the shoelace, the same thing. So, okay. So the next one we're going to do is in 2 weeks' time. So it's Monday, the 11th of May, 10 a.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time, which is May the 10th at 8 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, US. So I know there was a couple that registered that are not here from other US, but I thought I'd throw that in so when they're listening to it, they can jump on the next one. Nick, what's the next slide, darling? Okay, our next presenter is Aldwyn, the media queen, about getting free publicity. So she's a Gold Coaster, and and you've probably seen her around, Sue, Jeff, Leo. You probably know her, Leo. Yep. Okay. Anyway, she's brilliant at media. She's worked for newspapers and everything else. So she's great at finding how you can get free publicity. So that's our guest speaker, and I'm going to be throwing in at that one. What's the next slide? Is it, Nicky, about some time-saving strategies?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I'm also going to share, because I won't have time today, is to show you how you can find an extra working week in a month. That's an extra 40 hours a month. Okay, we're doing nothing hard. You don't need to be a rocket scientist to be able to do this. And I'll show you how. Also, I'll show you a simple strategy that you do in your office. That if you just say you've got 3 different projects that you need to get done for 3 different clients, or 3 different product funnels, or whatever it is. I'll show you how you can achieve those 3 in half the time and be more productive than most people do. And that's just a fact. So that's the link, which is findnetsolutions.com/Zoom-registration. So if you know anyone, get them to jump on. Guys, use the same link as you used today for the next one. Okay?
What'd you do?
What'd I do?
Well, this was supposed to be a part of that. I don't know. I'm sure. No.
Okay.
Oh, no,
yeah, well,
fine.
I just... Okay.
Dave, I'm sorry, I've got to jump on another call. So
okay, mate.
Thank you for the invitation, and good luck, everybody.
Yeah.
I
Thanks,
hope
Brian.
that-
Thanks, mate. Cheers.
Thanks,
Okay,
Brian. Thank you.
bye.
Okay, so we've got a couple of bonuses, and I was talking to Brian about one of these before, but I'd love your feedback. Okay, so just give us and make sure it's a good review. Okay, I know, Jeff, that you're the reputation marketing specialist, and we know that you can't bribe people for reviews. So I'd like your feedback, guys. What happened, Nick? I lost it. Oh, you're just going to there. Okay.
Yep. In case
So-
they're not sure how to do it on Facebook.
Okay, we'll just scroll
Ah.
down.
Crap. How did I do that?
Anyway, what happened?
I
Just go down to reviews. If
I'm
you go
somehow
below-
sharing Firefox, but I'm not there.
Okay, right.
Don't know
Okay.
how that works.
Okay. Well, you can't scroll that screen. Scroll it down. Oh,
No.
Okay.
That's
Okay.
all.
Rightio. So if you can do that, that'd be great. Just go to the next slide, Nick.
So you go here,
Yeah, and
you
click
use
on-
the link, then go click share feedback, and then you type
That's it.
in whatever you want.
That's it.
As long as you're logged into your Facebook.
Okay. Thank you. You got 58 bloody messages on Facebook. Bloody hell. Okay, so next slide, Nick, please. Okay, so I was talking to Brian the other day, and has everyone heard of ClickFunnels? They do landing pages, and they've got a month's free trial, and then you're paying $97 a month. Okay, with Groove Pages, if you use that link, findnetsolutions.com/Groove Pages, you can get their basic suite for free for life. I think your maximum of 3 landing pages, but you can get them free for life, and there's some templates there and you can change them around. So landing pages are good for an offer to direct them somewhere else. Landing pages are no good as far as a website goes, because there's no SEO value to them, because there's no article page for blogs. There's no about us page. There's no contact us page. It's all on just the one single page. So these are good for like paid advertising, or if you're directing someone direct to it, so they're not distracted by anything else. They fill out the form, watch the video, do whatever, and submit it. Okay. So, however, if you've got a WordPress website, you can, well, there's a plugin that you get, and you can just have landing pages on it. Okay, and just use it, so it hides the header and the footer. And most of the themes that Nicky and I use for our clients for websites is it comes with a template ready to go as part of the theme with landing pages. So there's no extra cost there. But if you want it, or if you know someone, just grab that link and create an account. It's free, no credit card, no nothing, and it's yours, free forever. And if you know someone that might want a landing page, just get them to grab it. Because the way they make money is they want you to upgrade. Okay, but you don't have to upgrade. I'm just saying, just if you want it, but if you don't have a strategy to use it, don't waste your time. Okay, don't get caught up. Oh, it's something new and it's free, so I'll go and do it. You know, so if you've got that, and if you lose that address and you want it, just give us a yell. But it's just findnetsolutions.com/groove-pages. What's the next one, Nick? Okay. Nikki's got a page on her website, easyonlinebizsolutions.com. It's up in the main menu called Tips and Tools, and there's a heap of stuff on there. It's all free to go, and yeah, so what's your plan B? Just scroll down And here you can jump to whether it be websites, whether you're looking for an online business, whether it's a website, the link for this, whether it's marketing training. Keep scrolling, kid. Can you scroll faster? There's a heap of those. And then it comes down to some other tips and tools. Stop there for a sec. And look, and when the climate changes, if you go back up a bit, go back up and stop there. If you're looking for a promotion or something, there's some free holidays there. So after all this is blown over, that might be something that might be worth looking at as far as the marketing thing for you. If you're looking for a chat bot, and that one on the right-hand side is a very affordable one. Next, just scroll down a bit, Nick. Otter.ai. I use it on my phone all the time. It's free for 600 minutes a month. And you just talk to it and it will dictate. I mean, it will transcribe for you, and it'll get rid of most of the ums and the ahs and all that sort of stuff. It's really good, and 600 minutes free. So if you're if you're doing a conversation with someone and you need to transcribe that, just use it, and it's free. And the Groove pages, well, there's a link for the Groove pages too. Anyway, Nick, can you go back to the slides? What was the next one? I mean, back to
yeah. Wait a sec. I hate just everything pops up on top of it. I can't.
You need 3 screens.
No, every time I switch screens, everything moves.
Okay, and if anyone's got any questions about today or anything around whatever, and you want to have a strategy session of where you are, where you want to go, what tools you think might be best to use, who's the best people in those spots that we can shuffle you to or to give you advice on, just give us a yell. And because we know a lot of experts in lots of different areas, whether it be people that are good at networking like Leo, or whether it's Sue with being able to work out people's emotions and how they all connect and all that sort of stuff. Or if you're looking to how to structure your business to sell it, I can get you on to Liz. So whatever it is, anyway, so just send us a message at Messenger, so m.me/easy online biz solutions, and that goes to Nicky and I. Okay, so I hope those things were helpful, guys. Yes?
Yes, very much. Thank you.
Okay.
Thanks, guys.
Sorry about the glitches we had, but we'll...
Hopefully, well, next fortnight will definitely be quicker.
Okay, so I'll let you guys know when this has been trimmed and where it is, so you can do a rewatch, or if you've got a partner that needs to watch it, or you need to review it to go over your notes or whatever. And if you're looking for an easy Avatar worksheet, which is a real basic thing, it's nothing like Brian does, but it gives you a good understanding of, I suppose you haven't got it there, Nick, have you?
I do on one of the slides. I just don't remember which one it was.
No. If you go to...
It's definitely on one of these slides because I made a thing for it.
It's right. It's all right. Guys, if you're after one, just give me a yell and I'll give you, well, we've got a simple, just a little, so it helps you to ask those right questions to yourself about your avatar.
I don't know.
It's
gone.
I created a pretty link for it, Nick. But anyway, I'll find that. So if anyone wants that, I will flick that through. And if you need to talk to Brian, you want to have a chat with him and get a little bit more of a defined thing, just give us a yell, okay? So we can, you got our phone number and everything else. So any other questions before we get, no? All good, Leo? Thank you. Tanya, was that good?
That was all really helpful. Thanks, Dave. Just a quick question, actually.
Yep.
Google My Business.
Yes.
When we were first getting our website up and running, you're encouraging us to do, a couple of weekly posts to that Google My Business. I've
Yes.
noticed that the posts don't seem to get views, but the photos do. Like, is it better to post photos up rather than, put photos up rather than posts, or does it not?
No. Well, the posts help with your your organic reach as well. Okay, because the wording and the relevance between that makes you more of an industry expert, in signage or in your case it's signage. So we can talk about that later. Anyway, guys.
Okay.
Talk soon.
Okay. Thanks.